What's up, everybody? Big Hurt getting down with Fresh Out, and you tuned into another episode of Fresh Out Interviews. I'm here with the homie Wes Watson from Diego, fresh off a 10-year term in the state. He's about that business. This man has lived a life. A lot of you guys have watched in these damn Hollywood movies, but he's lived a real one. So I'm gonna let him tell his story, tell you guys a little bit about where he's from, how he grew up, and how all this came about. So Wes, man, tell the people where you're from, how you grew up, man, and let's get some backstory.
Man, I'm from Oceanside, San Diego. That's North County.
Okay.
I actually filmed that show, Animal Kingdom, there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's exactly where they show it, right where I grew up, by that pier, my whole fucking life.
Okay.
And I was a surfer skater kid. I had a good ass life. We had a nice house. We lived good. My parents took really good fucking care of us. Fucking showed us a good childhood, good upbringing. But I started smoking weed. I didn't want to pay for that shit. So I started fucking hustling. I wanted that shit for free. All of a sudden I start making a couple hundred. That turns into elbows. Then I start pushing some big weight. I start getting 100 packs, 200 packs. I'm driving a fucking Escalade to high school at this time.
Oh, shit.
People are driving fucking Honda Civics and shit that their parents paid for them. And I got an Escalade on 23s. And I mean, this was when 50 had the one with the game, and he's got the doors up on the red one, Lamborghini does, and I'm thinking I'm cool as fuck,
Yeah.
I mean, 2003 comes out, I get that Rover.
Yeah.
I get the black Rover, and I didn't even wait 10 fucking minutes. I put the black fucking 23s on it, and I was killing on that one too. But, pushing those packs, I was making crazy fucking money. I was getting the BCs from Canada, and I mean, I'm making $400 off each bow. I'm getting 200 at a time. Half's going to one homie, half's going to the other. I'm making 80 grand a pop every fucking 10 days. And so nobody can tell me shit. I think I'm the shit. I got a $40,000 Breitling on my left wrist. I'm shopping at Diamond District from Bindi Jewelers, one of my homies who's one of the biggest jewelers for all rappers now. And I got a bracelet that's like 40 carats. And I'm thinking I'm some fucking big shot kid, And shit goes bad though. Once the money's involved, here comes the violence. So that's how the term started. I mean, I front someone, they front some other motherfucker. That fool's got problems paying. Then he gets a big mouth. All of a sudden, the dude splatted on the ground. He barely fucking makes it. 8 months later, the U.S. Marshals pick me up. So I come out of my friend's house, and I knew shit was weird. There was some weird ass people walking around and everything. And I come out of my friend's house, and the marshals just had an AR-15 in my face, and boom, what's up? But I had been doing so much dirt at that time that I didn't know what it was for. I thought it was for some other shit. So I really thought I was done. I'm like, oh, life sentence, you're done. Because something happened 2 days prior that would have been lights out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Would never wish these feelings upon anyone when you know that your life's over at that moment. Some bearded dude in plain clothes telling you he's a marshal service with the strap on you, and you did some fucked up shit 2 days ago. But then he tells me, man, you don't even know what this is for, do you? And I go, it's that violation, right? Because I've been ducking probation on a sales case.
Yeah.
I got pulled over with 14 pounds in my trunk, which I thought was just a fucking 20 sack, Got pulled over with the 14 pounds in the white Rover. I told the cop, hey, don't scratch my fucking watch, man. That shit's worth more than your fucking how much you made last year. He was pissed, man. I'm like, I'm gonna be out in 20 minutes anyway, so it don't even fucking matter. And guess what? I was, But the point is I signed for a joint suspension, which you don't want to do. So I owed him 5 right off the bat. I fucked up I messed up my probation, and then the U.S. Marshals came on this case, and so I just thought it was that I'd been ducking probation. But he said, no, you're done, And he told me it was about the case that where the guy fucking fronted the pack to the kid, and then I got rolled,
Okay.
And some violence happened, and long story short, they all testified against me. A kid that I showed the world. He had a $4,000 a month condo in Oceanside, a loft that was fully furnished that would blow your mind if you saw it. He had a Hummer, black on black. He had a Denali, traveled to New York and back all the time. This motherfucker snitched on me tough as fuck. They all wanted me to get me life, so they never could see me again. People who I showed the world to. And it's just how it works, man. The second they start throwing numbers like 25 around, everyone cracks.
So it ain't like what everybody thinks is cracked up to be. And the money, the floss, it all seems good until somebody gets caught up and then everybody rolls.
It's that fucking song. It was all good just a week ago. Last week, I'm dropping money like it's nothing. I'm paying for everyone's shit, and I'm driving the nicest car. Now I'm in cuffs. Sitting in the front of a Dodge Ram, and the dude's got his computer there. And I'm just thinking, dude, I'm done. I'm done for life. Like, I'm never getting out. And from that day, I didn't see freedom for 10 fucking years.
So what was the process you went through as far as once you got arrested and arraignment and all that? Did you go to trial or was it a plea deal?
I took my shit to trial.
Okay.
Why did I take my shit to trial? Because I had the joint suspension of 5 years out of Orange County for the sales case. So now they tried to offer me a low ass deal in San Diego County. Now San Diego County wouldn't run the case concurrently with Orange County. So and Orange County is known for picking you up at the gate and making you do the joint suspension. Like they'll do that. Like you'll do your 5 that they offered me over here. They were offering me basically what I got. The 5 over here, and I still owed 5 over here.
Okay.
So regardless, by going to trial and losing, I got about the same as I would have just signed for.
Okay.
But if they would have ran it concurrently, I would have took it. But they weren't saying they would.
Okay.
I had a good case too. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They had no fucking real evidence on me.
So dealing with the courts and attorneys and stuff like that. I mean, once you went through the trial process, what are some of the things that you've seen that a lot of people assume by watching these court shows that's different? Because people see trials and they think, oh man, it's like the closest thing they probably see is maybe the OJ case or something like that. What were some of the things in trial that you see now in retrospect that you can put in perspective?
You can't win. You cannot win at trial. The victim told 14 versions of this story to police.
Wow.
My lawyer went up there and made him run through every fucking version of the story. And at the end of the version, he had to say, so what about this story? And the guy had to say, well, that was a lie. He ran through every single version in front of the jury and then said, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how can we believe this new fucking 15th story? And they still took it.
Still convicted.
They still convicted me. And it took them about 2 hours. They probably went down to P.F. Chang's and came back with a full-ass stomach and knew they just washed me up.
Wow.
While I'm sitting in the holding tank watching some burnt-ass movie just tripping,
What happened to the guy that testified?
I mean, he's in witness protection up north or something. I would never say his name or nothing like that, but he's done. He just he bitched out. He knew what the fuck he was doing. He knew the life he was living, and he straight. The first story he told police was that he was in TJ and he got jumped, and he drove himself back to where he fucking fell out, and that's where they found him. That was the first version he told, because he didn't want to admit he was doing dirt too.
Exactly. He's trying to protect his own story.
He was doing dirt too, man.
Yeah. So once you got sentenced and basically you're looking at doing your time, what transpired from there? I know you were in the state, so where'd you go as far as when they first designated you?
Oh, this is what people don't get, is when you go from fucking county jail to reception in the pen, you're gonna sit there for 3 to 4 months without even ever leaving your cell. They might give you yard, but every time they open yard, it's gonna crack, because there's a lot of cleanup to do. There's a lot of people on that reception yard who shouldn't be there, whose paperwork is bad. So now every fucking time the door opens, someone's gonna get got. And it doesn't matter if they're on A side, B side, or C side, you're gonna have to you're praying, oh shit, hopefully I make it out to yard today. And then all of a sudden you hear the sirens, you ain't making out to yard today. So 3-4 months, you start off your term with a 3 to 4 month stay in a cell with someone else without ever leaving.
And as soon as you hit the yard, how serious are the politics? Because I tell people, when you hit, I mean, dude, there's a protocol.
The second you hit a yard, okay, I'm with the business. So if I roll up to a new yard, I got my paperwork on me. These new motherfuckers, they don't got their paperwork with them. They come up, it's in my property. Motherfucker, you didn't bring it with you?
Yeah.
Oh, how am I supposed to bring it? Hoop that shit. When I roll up to a yard, people are like, hey, you got your driver's license? So I go, yeah, give me 1 second. And I grab a roll of toilet paper and I go get it for them.
Yeah.
So I come up and I throw that shit and they're like, okay, this man is with the business. He rolled with his driver's license. That's how proud he is of his fucking name.
Yeah.
Because my paperwork is displaying all my 114s, all my 115s and everything I've done in the system. 114 is the lockup order in the SHU. 115 is the offenses you've committed in prison. I have A1 115s. A1 115s mean you are the height. That is murder, that is a stabbing, that is attempted murder. That is it. I have A1 115s on my paperwork, and I'm fucking damn proud of them, because the fact is I risked my life for our people in there. And people don't realize is that those politics protect you. If there was no politics in prison, that's where the problems would come from.
Now, once you become involved in like the prison politics, as far as just like, you know, having to handle your business, is there a way where you could just walk away from that, or how does that follow you throughout the system?
Walking away from the politics, you'd have to lock it up. Like you have to go PC. And guess what? Now you live with a child molester as a bunkie. You live with someone who's got some crazy ass fucking crime on their rap sheet. Someone who probably you're gonna have to protect yourself from in your cell.
Exactly.
Other than if you stay on the main line, which I'm GP for life, I don't give a fuck. If you stay on the main line, you got someone who's gonna die for you. You go to one of these piece of shit yards, that dude probably likes you. It's probably gonna be pretty fucking bad for you, I'd imagine.
And I tell people all the time, it's like they say, well, hey, Big Herc, man, what was going on with, like, you know, this guy, if he was a rat or he a snitch? I said, look, man, you don't even, once you even hear or anything, you're not socializing with that person. Because it's like, say, once somebody else rolled up on the yard and says, hey, man, this guy is hot, you didn't hear about him? It's instantly, you're done. You can't, it's a wrap. So could you explain a little bit, like, how that works? Because, like, people think that they're just guys randomly hanging out and it's like, oh, this guy's still cool. But once you find out somebody's not cool, you can't deal with them.
I mean, I'll tell you one of my stories. I had a cellie, just his first name, this motherfucker Russell from IE. He had bars on him, he'd been level 4, he'd been down 10 years already. He was doing 16. Someone rolled on the yard, all of a sudden he was gone. He locked it up because that person had paperwork on him. He just dipped out, he'd have got booked.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
I've seen that happen
He's a
too.
snitch, there's paperwork on him, he's getting booked. There's no way around it. And the whole thing is nobody gives a fuck. Some new kid who's got 2 years, he's getting tossed a fucking banger and he's gonna go handle business, or it's happening to him. What I tell motherfuckers, if they roll in my block, the first thing I tell them is any fucking thing I ask you, the answer is yes. That's it, or it's happening to you. And that's all they need to know. And I'll never even speak to them again. I speak to a very few people and they speak to those people. But I mean, the only thing I'll tell a motherfucker is anything I ask you, the answer is yes. And that entails everything. And but the whole thing is why I'm like that is because I'll roll on a yard and I'll go straight up to the higher ups when I'm on a level 4 or level 3 or a higher up yard. I'll go straight up to them and tell them, hey, you need me? I'm right there. My hand's raised. My hand stays raised, and I'm ready to go. And it's because I have respect for these dudes who did everything for us to live safely in there like that.
Now, having gone through that and been through the SHU and all these different lockdown programs, what were some of the things you did to prepare yourself mentally so that you knew that when you had a date? I mean, how did you prepare yourself, or did you not really worry about a date?
No, I always I prepared myself mentally by not fucking with drugs, nothing. I stayed physically active. I worked out every fucking day. And I read quote books. I read books on self-improvement. I just always wanted to better myself because I knew this wasn't my future. But I'm the type of person who knows they're going to be best at whatever they do. So while in there, I was going to be the best at that. And I was going to shape the guys around me to be the best they could be. And that was by staying clean, grinding hard with the workouts, and staying mentally positive. And just knowing that there is a future for you, but right now we're gonna do what we got to do.
And while you were in, I tell people, like, there was a couple of cats in there that kind of like laced me up and that like mentored me on some stuff because I never really had that role model on the street. Was there anybody in particular that kind of gave you some game so that you could be better prepared for when you got out to be a more successful individual?
I mean, one of the craziest things ever. This is one of the craziest things. I was sitting on Donovan, the 4-yard, and my cellie fucking Jammer from Dago, old school cat, big old whip, been down forever. He's doing all day. He's not getting out. A CO pulls me over and he goes, hey Watson, check this out. And I go over there, hey, what's up, sir? And he goes, wait 1 second. And he goes, your cellie has walked around that corner at this time every day for 14 years. Watch this. He's going to be the first guy around that corner. And I wait and I'm like, bullshit, you know. Here he comes. He walks around that corner. And that level of consistency, that level of dedication that he had, and that this dude noticed it like that, a cop noticing that on an inmate, was just huge to me. And that sparked something in me that I will never forget, that I'm from that moment going to be the most consistent man alive. Because it was crazy to me. Nobody out here on the streets has long view like that. Mm-hmm. That long view, that is the key to success in everything. Can you see 10 years? Can you see 14 years? Mm-hmm. I'll tell someone, can you see 4 years? And they can't. This dude came around that corner every day at that time for 14 years. To go work a minimal job that was just keeping his mind right.
Wow.
That's deep as fuck to me.
And now putting that into perspective, man, as you got ready to leave the penitentiary and you said, hey, I'm going to go out here and do what I got to do to be successful on a positive level. I know you said, you know, you're now doing a lot of the, you know, you work out consistently, you take care of your body, and I know you got into personal training. How was that transition, you know, able to be made so effectively?
By living it. By personifying my beliefs, and my beliefs are the consistency, the dedication, and not trying to just acquire. People are trying to acquire instead of be. Mm-hmm. Do you want to become strong, or do you just want to appear to be? I really just want to be what I appear to be and not be a fucking fraud. Mm-hmm. So a successful person has a set of principles that makes them successful, not just that they have money. A lot of people have money. It doesn't mean they're successful, mm-hmm. but their principles do show they're successful. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I might see the money at first, but then I want to see the principles. I want to know where it really came from, where the origin was. And the origin being these same principles that go across the board. I mean, the consistency, the dedication, the fortitude, everything that makes a man, you know?
And I thought it was pretty ingenious when you said that even prior to getting out, you had already kind of established yourself as a person who was going to be doing this fitness thing, man, and you took it to, like I said, that next level. When you got out, and you know, now that you're doing your business, man, what are some of the things that you feel separates you from the crowd? Because like if people say, oh man, everybody's doing fitness or bodybuilding or doing this, but you've been able to come out and kind of carve your niche.
You know, I appeal to different type of people. The people who are more into the overcoming, the people who are more into the growth aspect, and the fact that, you know, my discipline shows, because on my Instagram, Watson Fit, I actually show every day that I'm up at 4 a.m. at the gym. I film it. And then I show all my meals. I show my dedication at a different level. Not even the fact that I'm eating these meals and doing these workouts, but I take the time to post them for you. Mm-hmm. A lot of people won't do that. And that's the difference is, I'm not really just doing it for me, and that shows. I'm doing it just like I was in the pen, for the people around me, to strengthen the people around me, and the bonds that I create that way are fucking awesome. The Insta community is awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of people talk shit on social media. I'm like, well, you better watch what you're putting out there, because you're drawing in what you're putting out there.
That's right.
And I truly want the people to do better. And so, and they can feel it. It's just a vibe you're putting out and your true intentions at heart. My true intentions are to show you, don't fucking get caught up in the bullshit. Don't live that 10 years of just torture like I did, and go straight to the top. Pick your passion and don't take no for an answer.
So for a youngster out there watching this interview, and you know, they think they're about that life on the street, and
you ain't about that life.
You know, what advice would you give them, man? Because they, you know, they don't know until they get behind the wall how different it is, man. They think that, man,
you know, that dude who has "fuck you," his hood on his face 10 times, he cries. Yeah. That dude, I hear him cry. He'll cry to me. Yeah. Man, Wes, man, it's my daughter's birthday. I'm never gonna fucking see her again, man. I'm like, you shouldn't have booked that cop, fool. You were out for 10 minutes and you banged on that CO. I mean, I was in the back, okay? I was in the chute. And one of the craziest little kids from EMF, the biggest hood that runs the back for the homies, for the South Side. This kid slips his cuffs, puts them around his fucking hands, and lights up 2 fucking cops. Just lacerates the shit out of their faces. Grabs their spray, soaks their faces with the spray, lights the building up, and we're banging the doors. And everyone's like, oh shit, damn. And then he smashes the can off the cop's head. And both the cops are just laid out. He lit him up with the cuffs around his hand like brass fucking knuckles. Just lit him up. From then on, they took him to BMU for like 3 weeks after that. From then on, he had to go to the cages in the shoe with a cameraman, 2 sergeants, 2 cops, and in full shackles.
Damn.
And I mean, because he was just a bad motherfucker, man. And then he would cry to me, and he would seriously say, man, Wesley, you really think I'm washed up? You think I'm getting... I said, you're the only one making it. You're the only one here who's for sure washed up from what I've seen you do.
He said, I've seen it because I know you got to reality.
This kid was... He lucked out. He was a kid, and he was doing 14 from doming an Asian liquor store owner on camera in L.A. He just domed him. And he got 14 off that.
So he got lucky on that.
He got lucky on that. But that's the only point I'm trying to prove is not how badass, not how fucking cool it is to fuck up cops or do this shit. I'm saying he fucking cried about it. So here we are.
The baddest motherfucker.
The baddest motherfucker.
Yeah.
And here we are thinking we're hard, but doing shit that's making us cry. Is that fucking hard or is that stupid?
Yeah.
What we call hard nowadays has been misconstrued. It's actually just really fucking dumb.
You're right.
The hard shit
You're right.
is, hey, can you hold your tongue when that fool's talking shit? Can you teach him not to be that way? That's hard.
Yeah.
Can you hold the door for that person? Can you fucking can you show compassion when you're not in the mood to? These are the things that are hard.
Well, I even tell them, like, these guys like, oh man, I'm not gonna catch a fade, I'll just blast. I'm like, okay, you're gonna go to prison because you can't fight, but you were talking shit? Man. I mean, dude, you think you're gonna throw your life away because somebody popped you in the nose and you couldn't pop them back? I mean, you don't get it, man. It's a different generation, man, where, you used to catch get a black eye, whatever. You see a dude, hey man, good one. You know what I mean? It's not worth killing somebody.
Man, I see people on social media, they're like, okay, you're talking shit because you can't get a black eye. Like, people talk shit on here because you can't just punch them in the face no more.
That's right.
And then I tell that dude, I say, I don't know who you hang out with, but you guys are still punching each other, and that just solves it right there. I'm like, some little kid's gonna come smoke your ass. Shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. You could have handled that situation differently, and you could have just been humble, and you could have talked him out of it. In all reality, most people who act out like that want you to talk them out of it.
That's right.
They want.
They're asking for a way out.
They want the direction.
Yeah.
And I want to give it to them. I've been in that position where someone's laughing at me at the gym for filming my workout because they think they're badass, and I pull them over and I say, hey, listen, man, I like that mirror. I like these weights, and I like how this makes me feel. I like filming my workout. Guess what? I didn't have a fucking mirror for 10 years. Do you know what that feels like? And the dude's looking at me like, damn. And I pulled up on the dude like, I'm not shook by you at all. So I don't think you understand. Like, I'm gonna teach you something one way or another. And I care that you walk out of here not with that weird ass attitude you had, because this is a positive place.
That's right. So, looking into the future, what can we expect from you as far as some things you have going on with your personal training, with your business? What was some things you would like to share with some of the fans out there?
Just my training's mainly based on Instagram. I mean, it's doing great. I stay with a lot of clients, and it's just what I love to do. And I mean, we're just changing people's lives. Plenty of fucking people I know, I've had them quit drinking, quit doing drugs, start pursuing a healthier lifestyle, listening to their fucking heart and following their vision. I'm like, motherfucker, when you wake up in the morning, are you stoked with where you're at? And if you're not, you need to make the changes.
That's right.
And I mean, regret is your guideline. If you did something and you regret it, that's your inner voice telling you how to live your best life. Don't fucking do that no more. So with my coaching and shit, I don't just tell you how to diet. I don't just show you a workout. I work a lot on mindset. I work a lot on discipline. I work a lot on self-talk, making sure someone's self-talk is strong, encouraging, and just powerful in general. Because I mean, a lot of people talk to themselves like shit in their head, and they don't realize that's what holds them back.
Yeah, they're sending out that negative into the universe, and it's creating their own reality.
100%.
So, in closing, man, is there anything else you'd like to add? What about how can people reach you, man? What is your Instagram?
Well, my Instagram is Watson Fit, Watson_fit.
Okay.
And you should check it out. I mean, I got posts on there from when I was in the penitentiary, lots of them. And I always put up something positive. I never go that fucking. I always stay the humble route. I'm never pushing nothing other than let's be the best we can be, best version of ourselves, you know. And I put up a lot of stuff that'll help correct you on the daily, because just because you know it right now doesn't mean you're gonna know it when you're in that wrong state of mind. So you can tune into my page, and who knows, you're going through something that needs correcting at that time. It's gonna work, because I'm gonna be talking about something that could be relevant to you, and that shit helps a lot. I mean, I wish there was stuff like that when I was being a fucking idiot that would have talked me out of it, you know.
And one question I forgot to ask you that I want to ask you earlier is looking back at a younger Wes Watson,
Man,
you know, what would you have told
I feel
him?
young, man.
You
I'm not young no
No,
more.
but I mean, like, because people always say, what would you have told a younger Herc, you know? And like you said, sometimes I was like, you know, I was ready at 15. I was like, you can't tell me shit. But there was people who could have reached me looking back now, and I'm trying to think, like, what could they have said to me that would have changed me?
I mean, honestly, like, I would have said, save some of that fucking money you're making. No, but 100%, I would have said, you get what you give. And it took me about 7 years to, at least 7+ years, to make up for that karma that I put out in the universe, that bullshit I put out. All the people I hurt and all the shit I did, that shit just kept coming back to me. And then I realized that one day I felt it when all that shit was clear. And my thinking was a lot more productive, and I just had no more baggage. And from then on, I made a lot of good changes. So one thing is just quit putting negativity out there and expecting a positive result. Just don't fucking do it. It's the epitome of ignorance. And in these broad generalizations. Broad generalizations are also one of the things that get me every time, because I mean, think deeper. Look at the variables, and always just jump to the end conclusion. Do I want what I'm asking for with my actions right now? I mean, people do it all the time to me. They're throwing their hands up at me when I'm driving too slow. And I'm like, does this guy understand what he's asking for?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, so that's just the one thing we can do, you know. I'm slanging right now, and I want this money, but do I really want the 4 years? Because I'm asking for it. Do I really want it?
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to go smoke this dude. Do I really want to do life? Nobody wants to do life.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a horrific ass fucking existence.
But hey, you guys, there you have it, man. Wes Watson from Diego, giving up the real, you know, putting a different perspective on this whole Fresh Out thing. Make sure you guys check out his IG in the description, and stay in touch, man. Subscribe to the channel. Hey, bro, I really appreciate it, man.
Good shit. It was awesome. Enjoy all this freedom, man.
That's right.
You guys don't know what you got. You don't know what you got till you lose it.
Don't take it for granted, man.
Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.